Well, good evening, guys. Hello, and welcome to the greatest fishing and hunting outdoors show on the interwebs. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes. I am joined here tonight, as usual, with my boys John from A&J Outdoors, and I've got Grant from the infamous Grant McIntosh channel. Gentlemen, how are you guys doing today?
Live and kicking. Been a long
Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah, you're sounding like somebody who's been through a long Tuesday. I feel that. It's just one of those, it's that time of year where things are just going to be like that. We got a lot to talk about here. We got all kinds of things. What's up? We got all kinds of great people in the chat here, too. Let's say hi to everyone. Mr. Brian Connors, my buddy from high school. Brian, good to see you, man. Appreciate you coming and hanging out. Mr. Ben Covarrubias. Sir, it's always a pleasure. We got Mountain Bushcrafters Alliance. Okay Fishing, Kai, how you guys doing? Kitchen Gamer, Danny Baker, Fishing, Pickle Outdoors. Ooh, man, Amodi Wilderness, Max Shearer. It is a packed house so far. Thank you guys for coming and joining us. How was your week? What'd y'all do all weekend?
What did I do this weekend, man? I don't know. I didn't do a lot of stuff except for honeydews this weekend. This weekend was the honeydew weekend, and I did cook up some of that snapper from our last videos.
Nice.
I actually did a video of the cook, which will be out tomorrow. Real short, like a 4-minute video on cooking it on the half shell on the grill. So that should be out tomorrow.
Grant, I love that shirt, dude. Thank you. And of course, you're amazing. I'm sorry I'm not in suit here. I need to get some work.
I had the hat but no shirt.
Is that better on the? Am I less pixelated now?
Yeah,
looking good.
All right.
So this weekend, I'll show you. I got to show this out real quick here. My father-in-law pointed this out for me. I'm going to go ahead and just bring this up now. But I went and did a little shark fishing this weekend. The first time this summer I've had an opportunity. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things because we've got Sharkathon coming up. So I'm like, okay, I paddled out a bait, and so I didn't catch anything. I didn't catch any sharks. I did a lot of fishing last week. We'll get into that in a minute. I didn't catch any sharks this weekend. However, this is what the guy right next to me caught. Check that out. That is 11-foot, 7-inch. I think that's a tiger.
Yeah, it's a tiger. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is a tournament-winning fish right there.
Absolutely. Now, were you up by Bob Hall, that area, or were you actually down on Pins this time?
We were south of Bob Hall, a little bit farther than last time. We were in the vicinity of mile marker 270, and he was in the vicinity of mile marker 268. Right next to each other.
What a catch. Wonder how long it took to get that in.
Hours.
Yeah.
Hours. We watched him for probably a half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that. And we were sitting there watching them. They were all taking turns. They'd all do 3 turns on the reel, and then they'd get off, and the next guy'd come in, and he'd school them. And every time they'd do that, they'd take 3 turns on the reel, and then that thing would go for a scream and run. And they had 1,000 yards of line out on that thing. So that had to have been like a 2-hour fight.
Yeah. And they successfully released it too, huh?
I don't know. I didn't read up on it. I remember watching them. And then my brother-in-law was in town, and he went and looked them up, and he's like, oh, here was the catch they got that day that we were sitting there watching. So I didn't read about it. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're good people or not.
I think I saw it posted on one of the Facebook pages, and that they did release it successfully.
I assume they did. I'm curious if you can eat them. I've heard tiger shark is good. I don't know, I don't know anything about it because they're protected in a lot of places.
Yeah.
But I think you can eat them here. No, you know what? I have seen them feed it to people. I've seen them harvest these guys before. I'd be curious about harvesting it myself. I don't know if I would, but I'd be curious about it.
That's good, man.
Yeah, that looks like it's a long, nice size shark.
That's a man eater right there. That'll take a person out.
Oh yeah.
So I just wanted to take a moment to show that because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little jealous, a little upset that he took my bait and not theirs.
Yep.
He took theirs and not
over
mine,
64 inches, you can You can keep a tiger shark.
Yeah. So I'm curious how good they are eating. I mean, obviously I want jaws, for the wall. I'm not going to harvest them for that, but if I can eat it, I will. And if I can, not get a mercury poisoning from an 11-footer, I'll eat it.
Imagine how much meat is on that son of a gun.
That's why you need a drop-down deep freeze. It's for catches like that.
And
That's got to be at 11 foot. I'm guessing that's in the range of about 500 pounds, and so I'm guessing 250 pounds of meat.
Yeah,
give or take.
Yeah, a lot of friends would give some meat too.
Exactly. Yeah, everybody would be eating with that. The homeless would be eating if I got into one of those guys.
Yeah, and I would have the jaws on the wall behind me.
Exactly. Which, speaking of which, that's something next time you're down here. It is my goal to try to get people into some jaws. We were able to do that for my brother-in-law. Not very big, but we did get him some jaws last week.
Peter said Mako's good, but he doesn't think tiger sharks that big are safe to eat.
Only one way to find out.
Have Peter eat it.
Right, exactly. Oh, what? I cannot get enough Jaws quotes. I love that movie. It's one of the greatest, if not the greatest movie of all time. That Catamaran.
Yeah.
We got Jeff, Mr. Pond Predator Nation in the house. Also, Peter, my brother. What's up, Peter? Appreciate you coming and hanging out, dude. Mr. David Martin, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. It's always a more fun experience when we get the opportunity to hang out with you guys.
That's the truth.
Bigger the shark, the bigger the stakes.
Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, folks.
Would appreciate that. Thank you very much. We are going to be getting into some photos and some fun stuff, and we're going to we have a little Discord photo contest going on. We're going to get to that in just a little bit here. But before we do, I would like to hear everybody in the chat. How is your weekend going? Like, what did you guys do? I asked John and Grant here my weekend. We went and did a bunch of fishing. My brother-in-law, Rachel's brother, was in town. I fished twice a day, 7 days in a row.
Wow.
It was absolutely epic. I was sick of fishing. I was ready to do a gaming channel by the end of it.
I'd be wore out.
So I want to show some of the pictures of these guys. So this is for my brother-in-law and for his kids, and just I got to show off the pictures because it was an epic week. This was like day 1 or 2. This was his first redfish. That's my nephew Bryce, and we got him. Had so many like PBs and first times and all this stuff. That was his first redfish, so we were pretty stoked about that one. I wanted to show that off. I'm proud of several of these moments, that being one of them.
And looking at the board, I was going to say, looking at the board, it was the biggest fish of the day.
That one in the middle, is that a bluefish or a blue runner, or what is that?
Yeah, so that was really fun. That was our catch that day, and I thought this was like the funnest photograph. So that the top of that board there, that's red, white, and blue. Redfish, whiting, and bluefish. And then just to keep the colors going on the whole thing, I got 2 black drum.
So you kept the bluefish. Now, do you use them for bait, or do you actually eat them?
Appreciate you asking that, John. We went ahead and ate them. I did cut the bloodline out, and my brother-in-law, my family from Wisconsin are very picky about the fish that they're eating, and rightfully so, because they're eating a lot of really good fish up north. But I did feed them the bluefish, and nobody complained. So
well, that's good. Yeah, I've heard some people say it's horrible, and then I heard other people say it's just fine.
No, you know what? I take that back. I apologize. I did not feed it to them. I took the fillets from this day, and I traded them out for red snapper. We made red snapper for dinner in trade for this.
Smallwater Charters, how you doing? Good to see you.
Hey, what's up, Smallwater? Going through the chat real quick, we got Jeff, Pond Predator Nation, says the only thing I caught this weekend was a flu. That's a bummer, dude. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Danny Baker says, I don't eat sharks and they don't eat me. It's working out pretty good so far. You say that until you run into one of those big guys, and then you're going to feel bad for not having eaten more of his brothers.
Exactly.
Kai got out on the lake. He's been doing some good fishing out that way. He got a lot of great pics in the Discord server. Gorgeous evening with a couple of fish. You're out on the boat. Yeah, you were out on the boat, right? Gorgeous pictures that he had. Kitchen gamer, I've been well, just going video recording for an upcoming video. Awesome. Work and internship work. Still got lots of video work. Wrong time of year for that, man. Time to take a break. David Martin, currently at a forest fire and watching this stream. Is there any way while you're doing that, can you take a selfie of you like watching the stream with fire in the background?
He did send me some pictures and video of it.
Wow, that's crazy.
That is, yeah. Be careful, man. Like I joke, but honestly, be safe.
Yeah, definitely.
Moving on here. So that was his first redfish again. This is my other nephew, Owen, and he got himself one of those big old black drum, which is a good catch. I always love getting those kids into, good fish.
Yep.
Got him a shark. That's the jaw. That's the one that we got for some jaws. So he had some little jaws to put on the wall. And we actually ate him up, and everybody loved him. I marinated him in a teriyaki sauce and cooked him up, and it came out really good.
Did you steak him out or fillet him?
I filleted him because he was so small. Not so small. He's not terribly small. He's actually like the perfect eating size. I think he measured in 30 inches. But good eating size. And yeah, so as a result, I just filleted him out. Absolutely destroyed my fillet knife. Check this out.
There you go. That's the Texas hat trick right there.
That it is. Texas Slam. That was Sean. We got him into a Texas Slam. Super proud of that one. A little jealous, I'm not going to lie. But that right there is a catch, guys. Any day. For one, that trout is a complete stud.
I was going to say, if that red's legal, that trout is a beast.
Yeah. The trout is barely legal. He was almost too big.
Yeah.
Normally the redfish is this size and the trout is this size.
Yeah. Now the flounder would be my favorite on that.
Exactly. That's the best eating of the three of them. We filmed the video on this, and we had a lot of fun with that. My brother-in-law actually, he took the reins with it. It was fun watching him do it. So we filleted them all out, we fried them all up, but we kept them on separate plates. And then we went around asking everybody to see who could guess, who could like eat them and guess which one was which.
Right.
We had a lot of fun with that.
Mark,
yeah, Ben, they're black tips. That's an important question to answer because black tips, those are legal. They look just like spinner sharks, which are not legal. That size.
Yeah, it's funny. The difference is that anal fin on a black tip doesn't have a black tip, and on a spinner it does have a black tip.
Yeah.
So when you look at the anal fin, that's about the way to tell them apart.
They got it all backwards. It's just like the kingfish versus mackerel versus trout.
Yep.
Yeah. It gets a little goofy sometimes.
Yeah.
Next up, that was the catch of the week right there. Yeah. That was a complete stud trout. I believe he measured in like 27.5 inches.
So was all this pier or surf fishing, or did you go out on the jetties, or?
We did it all. We were all over the place. In fact, the video that I filmed was the entire week, and it'll be a month before this comes out, I'm afraid, because I'm a little bit backlogged. But we hit Fish Pass, we hit Packery Channel, we hit Mustang Island, we hit Pins, we did it all, and it was really rough. We had a rough go of it. Like we were out at Packery Channel 2 mornings fishing, and the guy next to us was slaying them. He caught a dozen of these 25-inch trout, and we could not get into them. He just had the rock on the hole, and we couldn't get anywhere near it. He had his lines just all over the place, and he was fishing from like 5 in the morning until like 3 in the afternoon. We could not get in on him. Wow. But then we did finally turn it on towards the end of the week.
Yeah, those are great pictures.
But yeah, we were all over the place, all over the map. Of course, we had that guy. And then we will be getting into the Discord photo contest here in just a bit.
Sweet.
So, which if you have not already joined up on that, there is a link in the description for everybody's social media, for everybody's YouTube account. If you have not signed up for these gentlemen right here, if you've not subscribed to these channels, you need to be doing so. We've also got the Discord link in the description down below, and the podcast that I need to record an episode for.
Cool. Hey, Monica, glad you joined us. Good to see you here. There you go. There's a question for you, Stanley.
What do we got?
How do you tell a trout from a weak fish?
That is a heck of a question. For one, I've never caught an actual trout. Our sea trout are different. And for two, I have no clue what a weak fish is.
Yep.
But I'm smart enough to know that I at least know enough that I've never actually caught a trout. People think that we have what we call trout down here is actually a kingfish.
Yeah. The speckled trout is actually in the same family. It's in the drum family.
Is that what it is? They're drum?
Yep. But we call them trout. Speckled trout. We got sand trout. So I think the weak fish is like a sand trout, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't know for sure.
Now, I am curious, though. I would be curious to know. I learn something new every day. And thank you for coming and joining us, by the way. Also, I'm curious to hear how your trip with blue collar fishing goes, if you haven't already done that. How do you tell the difference trout from a weak fish? Curious. There is a blue ball hanging from the ceiling. Well, what can I say? It's my microphone. I need to get it out of frame. There, that looks better. Speaking of which, I apologize for missing your stream. I saw you were doing some art stuff the other day. I'm sorry I missed out on that. I need the notifications turned on. You changed the photo so quick. What was the big thing just a second ago? Oh, you missed it. So earlier in the stream, Nick, I did a little shark fishing over the weekend, and the guy next to me caught this. It was an 11-foot, 7-inch tiger shark. The guy next to me. I was practicing for Sharkathon. I wasn't out that long, and we were bouncing all over the place all week long with Rachel's dad and her brother. And we'd go out, we'd just fish as hard as we could until we had to go back, get the family, go do something, head back out to the beach in the afternoon and try to do stuff. Weather conditions weren't great. This was actually a pretty day, though, and that was a heck of a catch, and it was, God knows how close to my bait.
All right, so I'm looking at the weak fish. The weak fish does look very much like a trout, our speckled trout. It's in the drum family also. It's found.
Danny Baker says
on the East Coast.
Danny's saying that that our trout is a weak fish.
Really? This says weak fish are on the East Coast.
Yeah, that's definitely not anything that we have then. We're not East Coast. Third Coast. Third Coast represent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot to put the Coke in that drink. Wouldn't be so bad if I was drinking like okay stuff, but since I'm doing not okay stuff, I need to water it down a little bit with some soda. Hey, Blue Collar is saying he's sorry he's a little bit late, had to shower the sweat and fish slime off. I cannot argue with anybody that has that problem.
No doubt.
Congratulations for whatever it is that caused you to be so dirty. David Martin says, I'm up here at the King Salmon Reserve. I'm hoping to get up there tomorrow. Definitely pictures, video to come. Hey, if you do have pictures, if you have an opportunity to take like a selfie of you with the live stream going or anything like that, I would definitely love to post that on my community tab. So long as you're safe. Like, I'm not trying to ask you to go jump in the fire. Oh, that's right. Okay, so Adam Mahara and Kelly are going out on Saturday. Couldn't remember what day that was. It's the disco ball. For the party times, the blue disco ball. Absolutely no innuendo in there at all.
What's the target species for Adam and Kelly this Saturday? Going after salmon?
Good call. What are you going for?
Trout, maybe, my guess.
New Jersey. I think they're going to be in New Jersey. They got salt water.
Oh.
I just saw you guys talking about something now. I forget what it was. Adam, I think I was checking out your channel or something last week, and now I don't remember what it was y'all were getting into.
He's
thought that
going
was the
with
case.
Adam, probably some big largemouth.
Yeah, Danny. So I read further. It says that the weakfish is in the same family as our spotted sea trout. So they're not the exact same fish, and that the weakfish actually lives on the East Coast. But the red drum, weakfish, spotted sea trout, they're all in the same family.
So basically, like not trout, right?
Right. They're not really trout. That's just what they call them, spotted sea trout, sand trout, and all those other names.
What link expired? It's entirely possible I need to update stuff. That whole thing is growing a lot faster than what I was prepared to manage. I'm not gonna lie. I'll drink to that, Ben. Adam Kelly going after smallmouth bass, but might try to find walleye, striped bass, catfish, and snakehead. Cool.
Yeah, it says invite invalid.
For what?
In the description below for the Discord, when you click it, it says invite invalid.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you bringing that to my attention. Give me one moment, and I will get that fixed for you.
You must have some kind of time span where the link is good for or something. I don't know.
I suppose so. I don't know. I don't know that much about it, but anybody who's interested here, I will put it in the comments.
Yeah, there you go. Main target will be smallmouth bass, but we may find walleye, awesome, striped bass, catfish, and even snakehead. Catch and cook snakehead.
Thank you for bringing that to my attention, by the way. I appreciate it. Man, I love this. We got so many great fishing channels. Guys, I really wish we could get some more fishing photos from all you guys. I love all y'all's work. Mark, how are you doing, Mark? Just saw you pop. Oh, I missed you earlier. Sorry.
Yeah, Mark been doing some kayaking. Looks like he's
Andrew Fishman. You guys remember him?
I do remember Andrew. Good to see you.
That's old school, dude. How are you doing, man? I apologize. I dropped off the Twitch thing. I'm sorry.
Yep, that is an old school name.
Still going with the YouTube, still running strong on that, but the Twitch thing wasn't. Well, I was just kind of having fun with it. It wasn't supposed to be a serious thing anyway. Says that's cool. Never knew that. We call them weak fish, super soft mouths, and they die super fast too. That's how they call it. That would make sense. I can see that.
They weren't
Try
very
hard to keep alive.
Sure.
Adam, hey, yeah, if you're watching, Kelly's got a question here. I'm kind of curious too. Does New Jersey have a must keep and kill on snakehead? I want to say we talked about that on the live stream, but I don't remember if we got an answer on that. I'd be curious about that. That's one of those that I've not gotten into. Snakehead is on my list, not super high, but that's one that I definitely want to get. Invasives. I want to get more into taking out invasive species, just for the fun of it, because you can.
So you snorkel off of Texas and spearfish, Stanley. Do you see a lot of lionfish in our area?
I have not seen any here yet. But when we first started going to Cozumel, I didn't see them there either. And they were not hard to come by 2 weeks ago. Wow. We had no problems finding them. It was weird. They wouldn't let us do anything about it. The restaurants were sold out of them, and we weren't allowed to catch them where we were at, which was a bummer because I had some big ones right in front of me, but that's how they got big. The reef is protected. Even if they're invasive, it's a protected reef. Couldn't do anything. It was a bummer.
That's weird. That's kind of silly.
Yeah. I have seen that. So one of the things I love about Texas, and I'm sure like people in Florida get the same thing, but like this whole Gulf of Mexico area, basically the whole Gulf of Mexico. So we have this current that goes from like the Mediterranean and the Atlantic, and it comes down Florida and it wraps around and does a loop in the Gulf of Mexico. So it brings in so many different species. Like we have killer whales here. We have great white sharks from time to time, not like constantly, but we have these pods of them that come through from time to time. We have all of those pelagics that are awesome to fish for, but we also have all the deep sea species off the continental shelf. And snorkeling on the jetty down here, we find a lot of those really cool, not all of them, but a lot of those really cool tropicals from places like Cozumel. It's really neat. It's a neat mix of the ecosystems. Yeah, I don't know how to prepare them. I know enough about their anatomy to kind of stay away from the spiky parts, I hope. But I'm looking, my dad got popped by a scorpion fish about 10, 15 years ago. And man, it laid him up. He probably should have gone to the hospital. So I do not want to have to deal with that.
No,
but I've heard they're really good.
Fun. That or a stingray, oof, no thank you.
You'd think they would protect the reef from the thing that destroys it. Yeah, I mean, they do a really good job on a lot of stuff down there, so I'm not going to argue with their rules. But if I were them, I would definitely have some kind of thing where, like, maybe the locals only can go in and get them or something. I don't know.
Smile, Grant.
What's up? It's trying to catch up on chat.
It's flying tonight, guys. Really appreciate y'all coming and hanging out. This is fun. I like hanging out with everybody here.
What's up, Monica?
Clown. Yeah, I'll drink to that. Cheers.
Yeah, on call, so cheers.
Oh, man. Well, here's what I'm not doing my Jack and Coke today.
Oh, yeah. You need to hydrate.
Yeah.
It's been hot down here. I don't blame you. I got my AC fixed, so I'm not. Came back from all the stuff we've been doing, and the AC was out yesterday.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah, it was not fun.
Yeah.
But I spent enough time in the sun. It was like whatever.
Used to it.
Yeah. Actually, I felt it was cooler at the beach in the sun than it was in my house, which was stuffy.
Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks. I hate that. Especially when you're like expecting to, we're going to get to the house and cool off. And
Exactly. Yeah, we came home and it was night and we had to work in the morning and the thermostat was throwing a code and I couldn't get it to change. So I looked up the code and it's a compressor issue. And I was like, of course it is. Turned out to be a thermostat issue. Thank God.
Good.
Something easy.
Speaking of which, Pickle, feel free to send some of that our direction, man. I could have used it a couple days ago.
Don't brag. He's been out there killing it, still fishing. He's been doing a good job. You can check his Facebook page. He posted a lot on there. He's got a Facebook group.
If you want to post a link to that, Pickle, feel free. If you want to put that in here.
Oh, yeah.
Ben, bad capacitator. Luckily, no, it was a thermostat, and I had a POS thermostat anyway, so it wasn't a big deal. I think I got an upgrade. Looks a lot nicer now than it did. It used to look like a little dial thing. It wasn't, but it looked like that quality. Not that it matters, but...
Get you digital?
Yeah, now it's digital, and it has like it was yellowed. Like the last one was yellow. Even though like I had the thing installed just a couple years ago, we didn't have AC at first. Yeah, but it was still yellowed and just I don't know. Now it's all nice and white. It's got a blue LCD and it's got settings. I don't know.
Thanks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yeah. He's doing good.
Oh, yeah. So that's how it was for us. Last week in New Jersey, it was 93 degrees on the mainland, 83 on the barrier, and 75 on the beach. So down here in Texas, it's similar. Like there's no wind out where I'm at, and I'm about an hour from the beach. So out here, there's no wind, and we'll hit 105, 110. But it's also shaded. I have trees. In the city, like if you're in Corpus Christi or John San Antonio, you got like a lot of cement, so that's going to like radiate a bunch of heat and just make things super miserable. That'll be 110 degrees. On the island, it's super windy, so it's not going to be 100 degrees, but also the wind is coming off the Gulf of Mexico, so it's going to be really muggy. So it's going to be 87 or 93, but it's going to be a super muggy 87 or 93. It is that time of season. Yeah, it's August and September. That's when everything fails. ACs, you blow out your tires on your truck because the temperature of the cement is so high. That's why we all need to be at the beach fishing. The sand is much better for your tires. Who's with me?
I'm down. The work truck I'm driving this week, the AC's out, waiting on parts. So it's hot.
There's a link to Pickle's Facebook group.
Yeah, and I just pinned that. So you can find it at the top of the chat, too, for anybody who is interested in checking out Pickle's Facebook page.
No problem, brother.
So we're at the halfway mark here. What would you guys say about, I would like everybody's opinion. We have everybody posting these pictures on Discord. We got everybody in the chat now. We're all ready and raring to go here. Would you guys mind taking just a moment to help us decide who posted the best picture on the Discord server this week?
Let's do it.
In a little segment we like to call Picture of the Week.
Oh,
And
sweet.
I'm real quick switching all these because I've got to like jump through slides. Okay, so starting off, these are the first couple of them. We had some good ones here. We had there was a lot of pictures. Everybody, I've got a couple of these slides. Everybody who posted pictures, you guys had a lot of really awesome pictures. There was a lot of cool catches. Where we hand selected a few of the favorites. They didn't have to be the biggest catches, although often the biggest catches were the ones that got posted. We are also looking for just like the coolest looking pictures, what we're going for here. So Kelly, I got to admit, your thumbnail, man, we had a couple of conversations about your thumbnails, and the photo you took on that, I like it. I'm a little judgmental on I like to see the fish in front of the hand, but I know how difficult it is to get that shot. So I'm going to be a little hypercritical on that, but still, good picture. We have Titan Josh with another awesome rainbow below that, and Amateur Outdoors. He got himself a nice little brookie left of that one. And I kind of threw in Defik over here, just because he managed to get a sea urchin with a jig.
Pretty cool.
That's crazy.
Hey, if in my personal opinion, it's the motion of the ocean. But if anybody in the chat feels the need to judge based on size, I will let you judge on what you want to judge on. I will let you make that call for your votes. Next set of photos we got here is Modi, who was in the chat a little while ago. I hope he's still here. He had a couple of these wicked shots of some stuff that he got offshore, and I thought this was the best one personally. That's a nice little shark. It beat the shark that we got.
Yeah, that looks maybe 4 foot or so.
Yeah, I want to say that's probably that's it's probably got a pretty long tail, so I'm guessing it's probably about the 48-inch mark.
She's right.
Yeah, I know.
That other picture is the fish is really in focus. You got the blurred background and everything. I like that.
I totally agree, and that's why I had to throw it in here, just because I thought it was that's the kind of picture that I could hang on a wall. And when the person's name is Honey Butter Sugar Sharp.
Honey Butter Biscuit Sugar.
Yeah, So yeah, in the chat, whoever it stands out, and I'll switch back and forth here, but whoever you think stands out, let us know which is the photo that you're. Throw the person's name up in the chat.
Oh, so that's all the photos, those 2 pages?
That's those 2 pages.
All right.
In the future, I'm going to do a little bit differently. This was kind of like a practice run. But that's how we're going to be doing it this week, is I'm going to be switching back and forth, and you type the name of the person who had the best picture in your opinion.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Monica.
I would not disagree. Honestly, yeah, I kind of think that's the best pick myself. And you guys who are making thumbnails, take note of what people are judging on. Be mindful of that. This is an exercise in thumbnails.
Just like they did.
We got 3 for Honey Butter. I can't argue with that. We got 4 for Honey Butter. Honey Butter is running away with it. Hey, don't vote that just because we said anything. I want to know your opinion. But also, thank you for judging on that sort of criteria. 5 or 6, 7. Man, I like honey butter, but I think the urchin wins with the fact that I can't disagree, dude. Andrew, you got good taste. I do not disagree.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the default too. The urchin. I like that one. That's my vote.
Also, I appreciate everybody who
put it in the chat there, Grant. That's the rules. Put it in the chat.
I appreciate everybody who mispronounces that gentleman's name.
How do you say it?
Defuck?
I say Defic.
Oh, Defic. My bad.
But yeah, if you pronounce that correctly, you'll hear it. It's like
what the? What?
Yeah.
Defic. Something like that.
I agree. It is. It's a crisp and clear photo. You know what? The folks' picture would have benefited from a little bit better lighting. I think that would have been a lot more of a hands down winner if the lighting was just better. If you didn't have to explain it.
Agreed.
Maybe it's because it's so small.
Oh man, I hope not, because I had to do that intentionally to fit it in here because I didn't want to have to shuffle through like 7 slides. Next time, what I'm going to do, because like I said, this is kind of a learning experience. So I went through. Next time, I'm going to do like each one gets their own slide, and then we're going to have a thing at the end that has everybody's pictures on it, so you can vote that way. I just didn't get that together in time on this. My apologies.
Exactly, Monica.
Well, it's like 3-7. That's where we're at right now. Anybody else want to jump in on this and let us know? I see that we do have 21 people in the chat right now. 10 have voted. Let us know now or forever hold your peace. Is there any reason why Defuck should run away from hot butter biscuit sun snapper style?
Hot honey butter biscuit sugar snap peak.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, we got a 4th one for him. Nick just likes to throw a wrench into things.
Yeah, Andrew Fisherman, you're right. The action shot is with that shark, right?
Yeah. Peter's for honey butter, so that's like 4-7, 4-8.
No, honey butter is like 8. You're right. Hashtag more Peter.
Yeah, you're in the chat. You get a vote. The people up here on panel get a vote. You get a vote. Go ahead. Kid with the shark, Emoti. We got one for Emoti. You know what? I'm going to put in one for Emoti also because I thought that was the best action shot. I'm keeping up a tally here. Give me just 1 second so I can write this down. We got honey, butter, something or other.
I didn't even see you come in, Scully. Thanks for popping in with us, hanging out.
Scully. And then it was Fark has 4, and now Emoti has 3.
I think Emoti just got another one with Trevin first.
Yeah, so Kitchen Gamer could have different categories in the future. I don't disagree. What we're going to do, though, is like every week it'll be like a slightly different thing, and I'm going to let people in the chat here decide. Let all that happen on Discord. Let Kai do his thing, and then when we are picking winners and stuff like that, we'll tie that into the live stream so everybody can kind of see it happening live and know that we're not cheating.
Man, sorry to hear that's going. I hope you're feeling better, brother.
Man, that's a bummer. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. All right, and that's it, guys. We're going to close the vote on this. The winner and new champion of the premier Hunting and Outdoors Discord server photo contest is Honey Butter Super Biscuit person. I'm sorry to do that to the name. Honey Butter with the win, 8-4-3.
Ever champion.
Congratulations!
And
it's unfortunate you're not here to claim your prize.
Did you have a picture of the belt they won or anything like that? Like, don't they get like a belt?
No, but that'd be good. You're right. That's I'm adding that to the notes here. We need a prize belt or something. That's a definite. We're adding that. Then next week, that's what it is. It's going to be a belt or something with Honey Butter's name on it. maybe Honey Butter's initials on it, so I can pronounce it right. And then someone else is going to have to take it away from him.
Yeah. So next week, whoever wins, you go back and go between Honey Butter and that winner.
Yeah.
There you go. Got to beat the champ to be the champ.
Yeah, so Andrew, I don't disagree. So like my 2 cents on that, like for one, we had like 3 guys with the same species, but there's nothing wrong with that. And I think you had the best shot of the 3 of them. This other gentleman, Titan, had the bigger fish. And I like how dramatic your shot is, but man, your hand being in the way of the fish is what kind of got me. Also, amateur missing a finger kind of threw me off.
Titan, the way he's holding it is pretty good because you can see the whole fish, but I think it takes away from it being in the kitchen instead of being outside like the callers out there where he caught it. I like that.
So the winner, Adam, we're probably going to do something along those lines. The winner is going to get a special role and access to a special section of the Discord server. The Discord server, we've got there's general places for people to chat about fishing and hunting, outdoors, cooking and stuff like that, posting their photos. But the people who get some of these different roles, like the winner of these photo contests, are going to get a role where they get access to a different section specific to people who are a little bit more like our Discord server Hall of Fame crew.
There you
our
go.
Premier users. And then we have another section also for anyone who's interested in there. We have a section specifically for YouTubers so that, the outdoors guys can kind of collaborate, ask questions about their stuff. We found it difficult in the past where we have conversations. Like I know some pretty cool guys to have conversations with about YouTube stuff, but when I ask them about my thumbnails and stuff, they have no clue. Like it's totally different doing a phone thumbnail versus a fishing thumbnail. So this is an opportunity for everybody to kind of get together on the same page and have discussions about their YouTube stuff.
Like Adam told him he's holding it like a hot dog, and Monica says, "And that's how you hold your hot dog, Adam?"
That's funny. Rainbow trout have nothing to hold on to. Where was I supposed to lay it in the water? Yes, that action shot in the water. That's a great looking shot.
I think, like I said, the way Titan's holding his is pretty good because you get to see the whole fish. It's just the background is,
it's in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, Peter, appreciate you, man. Have a good evening. Thank you for coming and hanging out, dude. Always a pleasure. Always fun. We need to get it together.
Later, Peter.
So Dean said going off Galveston coast about 80 miles. I want to jig for grouper. Ooh, what line, leader, and jig weight and color should I use? That's a hell of a question. I know weight's going to have to do a lot with what kind of current you got going and all that, but I'll defer. I'm not a big grouper jigger, so I throw down some cut bait or live bait.
So my 2 cents on that, because we were just doing that like 2 weeks ago. If you're on your own boat, it's kind of different ballgame. We were on a party boat, and it was really hard to work with all the lines around us, and the boat constantly moving. But I did have a grouper rod out with me with the video that we just posted. I didn't get an opportunity to use it because of all the reasons I just mentioned. But I went with I have a rod specifically set up. Actually, I borrowed my dad's rod, which is specifically set up for grouper. And I want to say he had a couple 100 yards of 100-pound braid, diamond braid, and then 100, give or take, plus or minus 100 yards of 120-pound mono. And then I want to say he had like 3 or 4 feet of backer braid, like backer nylon. Used I had 1 and 2 pound sinkers specifically for the purpose of dropping it straight down where I'm at so that the current wasn't going to be an issue. And then the hooks are like circle hooks, like big badass circle hooks.
So you weren't using a jig though?
Oh, for a jig? Okay, so for a jig, I'm sorry. I would definitely use like a stout spinning reel. That was the reel that Rachel was using, was the rig that I would have used for this. Same deal. Like probably if you're not dragging against structure, you can probably go with like an 80, 100-pound braid backer, a couple hundred yards, whatever it takes to get to the bottom. But you're going to need a good amount of like 100, 120-pound mono, because their teeth will, their mouth will saw through it. So you want to avoid them being able to do that. Even with a jig, if they swallow that thing, you don't want them like screwing up your line. The jig, I would use one of those big badass like slab spoons, or they got a bunch of different stuff at Academy, but anything like shiny silver
and heavy.
Honestly, live bait, heavy definitely. But honestly, like personally, my take on that is like I like live bait groupers seem to go for the activity more, and that you can do that with a jig, of course.
I prefer live bait too.
Yeah. I'm not trying to blow clouds. I'm trying to be discreet.
Monica says it's going out the back end.
It's possible. It's possible.
I noticed the dogs have been real quiet today, so you must be gassing them.
They actually passed out. They got up early though.
Yeah.
If Monica was saying,
Mr. Graham, that is very much appreciated. Thank you, sir. If you if there's any more, like if you want more detailed stuff, I thank you. I really appreciate that. Send me an email. Here, I'll send my email address here.
I gotta walk away for a quick second, guys.
Yep.
I am out. You made me drink it all.
Too early for that. Feel free. If you have any questions, anybody in the chat, feel free to send me a super chat and then send questions. Kidding. Send me if you have any questions about that. I'm happy to dive a little bit deeper in all of that. Actually, what I can do is I can put your question in front of my dad and get you a detailed answer from somebody who's caught a lot more grouper than myself.
yeah, Monica, if you're saying stop that, the yawning, it was an early morning. Janet had to get up at 4 to take her brother to the hospital for surgery. I thought
I'm sorry about that.
I thought I was going to get some puppy cuddles whenever she left, and they were both heartbroken that she left them home alone with me, so I didn't get no cuddles.
That sucks. How's your brother-in-law? Is he okay?
Yeah, it was just a quick surgery. He just needed somebody to take him and bring him home.
Glad to hear that, man. It's always a bummer hearing that.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was an early morning, and that's the yawning. The dogs, they're out. I mean, they've never been out cold on a live stream.
Yeah, they always have something to say. I keep waiting for them to like answer a question or something every time I talk, and it's just not happening. I'm just not as funny tonight. I don't know.
Monica, I'm sorry. I'm on call.
Next week.
Next week.
John and I, we got his back. We're doubling down for him.
Where are we at now? Is it me or you, Grant, next week?
I guess it'd be my turn because we were at yours last week. Yeah.
Okay.
You're going to be off call next week?
Yes, I'll be off call next Tuesday.
Sorry about the yawning, but bummer, no cuddles. Yeah, right. That is a bummer. My cat just doesn't sleep with me much other. All right, we got to go pick up ours from the vet. He's been in pet boarding or whatever, and I'm sure he is ready to get back and scratch the shit out of everything in the house now. Adam, what you got, man? When you do a collaboration, do you want an introduction of the collaborator? Yeah, okay, so like what I did, since we had a lot of people with us in that last video that we did, so our approach wasn't like, what I don't like, and I'm going to be like, I know a lot of people do this, and I don't want to point fingers at anybody. It's not anything like that, but it's like a criticism kind of a thing. If you're going to, anybody in the chat who enjoys watching videos, I would love to know your opinion on this. So my thought is the last thing you want to do, if you're doing a video with somebody else, I don't want to do a video with John and Grant, and then I'm going to be like, hey guys, today we're going to do some fishing with A&J Outdoors and Grant McIntosh, and we're going to go blah, 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 blah. We've all heard it. It's been done. Get a little creative about it. Like my approach to it last week was, hey, we're in Galveston, Texas, and we're going to be doing some fishing offshore for some fish that I have not yet been able to catch this year, and along with my friends. And I had pictures of them, like these slow-mo pictures, and I went black and white with their name, like in a splatter paint across it. I went dramatic with it. And not everybody needs to go dramatic with it, but like kind of my point on that is get a little creative with it. You know, you do need to introduce them. I was told a long time ago, and you'll see me do it to this day. Whenever I have my wife, my daughter, my family members, even though this entire channel is all about the family, every time a family member pops on, I do have their name pop up on the screen so that new viewers now know who this person is. You got to tell people that. But it can't be the same thing every time at the very beginning. Hey, I'm here with this person and we're going to do a thing. You got to kind of, you know, get people into it a little bit. It's my 2 cents.
Mine, I didn't introduce the fact that you were there and I was there until you came on camera. I happened to be on camera and we started talking, and then I put your name there. And then, of course, at the end, I tell people, hey, you seen Stanley Orchard? You got a great channel. Check his out, too. It's in the description below.
Yeah, so exactly. So what makes it fun is like it's your video. When you do the video, that's your video. That's about you. And this other person being in it is a part of the story that's being told. That's a part of what's going on. So you want to make sure you have the cards, the end screen, and the pinned comment. And I know people are all like, well, I don't want to lead people away from my video. And I understand. I get it. But this is a collaboration. You are working together. So you have all these elements to tie into the other guy's video. All of his elements tie into your video. Now YouTube sees that these two videos are like cycling around each other. And yeah, you're going to lose some views. You're going to lose some people moving off into this other guy's video, but just as many are going to come back. Hopefully, you know, you're going to have this cycle going. That was our approach to it.
Yeah. I mean, you could even, if he's driving, I guess Kelly's driving to Adam though. I was going to say, if you're driving to see Kelly, you could, you know, video on your way to there's some sweet scenery on the way. Be like, hey, I'm going to meet Kelly. And
yeah,
here, hey.
I like Adam's idea there. You know, start it with a fist fight.
Yes, exactly. Now we're talking. That is exactly. You have to have a promoted boxing match that you guys are going to do, but then somebody has to bow out and then come back like 2 days later, you know, because the contract dispute is over, and then you have to make an apology video. We know the YouTube game.
Thank you, Ben. Yeah, there were two different approaches, and I think it worked nicely.
I thought it did too. In fact, my family watched your video more than they watched mine because they were having so much fun watching it from the different kind of angle. They're so sick of my videos being crammed down their throat.
Well, yeah, they look at you all the time, so.
Yeah.
Nice.
Halfway
Okay.
neutral territory. Dun, dun,
That's
dun.
cool.
Oh, this is a bummer. Dean says, is that the trip that you're doing? Is that the one you're going out on? He says, after that video went out and got tickets for next Thursday to go out. Just from previous experience on drift boats, I look for spots on the stern. I've never jigged offshore before. John, we failed and we should have had affiliate links.
Right?
Oh, could you get affiliate links for the party boats?
No.
Oh.
But every time I hear something like that, that's what I think is like, oh, that affiliate opportunity was right there.
Yeah, definitely. That's advertisement.
Well, that's good, Dean. I'm glad that worked out that way. Very cool.
Yeah, I hope you catch some.
Oh, I like this. Kelly's into it. He's like calling it on. He's like, hey, so I did a little boxing. I'm good with that. This is some real Jake Paul TSI kind of YouTube level
I don't
stuff.
want to come back. These two try to kill each other, and then they blame all of us for getting them into it. Man.
Right.
It's Stanley's idea.
I can see that in the news. Two fishing YouTubers getting fisticuffs because of a live streamer that egged them on.
Yeah, this is
Banners
all
from doing live streams.
This is all for entertainment purposes only.
Holy, yeah. Nobody was hurt in the making of this fist fight.
It's all about them views. What's up, amateur? Hey, we were just showing your picture a little while ago. We did have amateur on there, right?
You did good. You didn't win it all, but you did very good.
Yep. Your pictures were appreciated. Your picture. He was in a slightly different weight class back then. Yeah, I know that game. So we are down to our last 5 minutes. Let's enjoy it while we got it. Ladies and gentlemen, what is everybody, what do you guys got to look forward to? We want to hear your plans for the week, your plans for next weekend. What have we all got going on? Because it's that time of year where, in my opinion, fishing is turning on. Now is the time to do it. Now is the time to start planning, and we're going to hold each other to this accountability group of going out and catching some stuff. Gentlemen, I'm going to start with you, Grant. What do you got? What do you got coming up for us this week?
Well, I did put out a garden video since last Tuesday. I got up early before work Wednesday morning. Quick little video. I did plant a few things Saturday morning, so it's starting to sprout up. I probably won't do a garden update this week. Can't do back-to-back weeks. I mean, that'd be too soon. So, and I am on call this week, so won't be fishing. Gotta wait for it to cool off. It's too hot.
That's what I'm talking about. So I got the cook video coming tomorrow where the red snapper that we caught, I did some of it on the half shell on the grill, like a 4-minute video how I cooked it. That'll be out tomorrow. Beyond that, I'm going through the process of getting a boat. So
yeah,
maybe there'll be an update on that. Maybe there won't. It just depends on how things roll.
I am waiting on bated breath to hear how that goes.
Me too.
In the chat here, Kelly says, tonight is all CGI for you, isn't it, Stanley? You're laid up on some beach in Mexico, aren't you? Can never get a hold of you, guy. That's funny. I bail on Kelly, and I'm such a diva. We did the live stream on his channel last week, and I called him up and I was like, hey, I can't make it. I've got a fishing trip and this is way too important and I can't make it. Can you please move till Friday? And I didn't get a message back from him. So I went and the weather wasn't what I thought it was supposed to be. So I was like, no, you know what? I'm not going to do that. So I called him back up and I was like, never mind. I can do it tonight. And right then, right as I'm typing this, he's like, okay, we got it moved to Friday. And I was like, well, can you move it back? Because I'm freaking out. And he's like, are you serious? He says, I'm not moving it again. We've got to do it on Friday. I was like, fine, but we're going to have to do it an hour later than what you thought. I was such a jerk about it.
You are a diva. Holy cow.
I appreciate you letting me have my diva moment, Kelly. I will not do it again. At least I hope I won't do it again. I will not try to. Yo gusto mucho. Yo gusto? No, yo tengo. I don't know. I'm not in Mexico anymore. I was going to try to say something in Spanish. I can't do it now.
Pendejo.
I'm all Spanished out. Hey, now. Monetization, sir. Please.
I'm sorry, sir. There's only certain words I know.
What's up, Freezer Bound?
Came in very late, Freezer Bound. Glad you're here. School at work. Bonfire wins. Bonfire?
Oh, shoot. I got it.
Bonfires, bro. Surf and jetty fishing sounds good.
Progresso. Now we're talking about somebody being down in Mexico. Now, so anybody who needs anything from La Farmacia, you need to get in contact with Scully Nation now. Place your orders.
There you go.
This gentleman accepts bait and really expensive lures.
Nice.
Pickle Outdoors doing a salmon charter with the family. That's freaking awesome. I want in on that. Yeah. I want to see the pics on that.
Yeah, he's out. Check that Facebook link I gave you. He posts them on there, and he's out there all the time killing it.
Oh, Adam's getting in on the YouTube game. After fishing and doing his collaboration with Kelly, he's going to the New Jersey State Aquarium and doing a shark tightrope walk.
Okay.
I want in on this.
I want to see it.
Mr. Covarrubias, I'm at home. The dogs are fed and whiskey awaits. Cheers to that, sir. Cheers. I hope to hear nothing but wonderful things when you get done with all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Larson has a video coming up tomorrow. Hoping to get out fishing this weekend. Good luck to you, man. I look forward to hearing more on that next week.
Bet he's on that pond catching them big green bass.
You get yourself some. Send us some pictures, man. We'll throw them up on here.
Absolutely.
We got Peter, the kitchen gamer, finishing the video and reading through feedback, paperwork, work, nothing else apart from the normal domestic stuff. Enjoy it when you can. I'm looking forward to nothing other than sitting right here for the next week and doing work. Just work.
Amateur Outdoors wants to know what's a tip for getting started in the YouTube game. Use your phone or whatever you got to use for a camera and just start videoing stuff and putting it up there. Doesn't matter if it starts out, you want to be able to go back 3 years to look at your beginning and say, man, that was shitty, but I got started. So.
Yeah, exactly. I waited a year, and that was a year too long. And we can have more conversations about this, but like basically, long story short, just film. Just do it. It doesn't matter how embarrassing it is. It doesn't matter how like stupid you might think it is. It's not as bad as you think. And it's better to just jump in, start doing it, and learn from your mistakes than trying to avoid the mistakes in the beginning. Just do it.
And just look at some of those other YouTubers that you like watching their videos and think about,
emulate
why do I like watching this individual's videos? And that'll help kind of guide you.
Exactly right. I couldn't have said that better myself. Grant, you got any advice for him? He's been here. He's doing this longer than everyone.
I was going to say, hang out with us on Tuesdays at 6 Central Time.
Exactly.
On my channel next week. Have a great week, everybody.
Well said. That's right. Next week, we're going to be doing it at Grant McIntosh's channel. So make sure you are subscribed to him. His the links to everybody's channels is in the description down below. I'm afraid at this time, guys, we do have to shut her down. It has been over an hour. Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate hanging without you guys. I appreciate you taking part in our photo contest. That was a lot of fun. We're going to be doing it again in the future. We will see you next week on Mr. Grant McIntosh's channel. We hope you have a wonderful week, and we cannot wait to hear your stories and see your photos in the live stream that we're going to be doing next week. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, we appreciate you very much, and we looking forward to hearing your stories and everything next week. Have a great night, guys.
Peace out.